Courthouse access is limited because of the pandemic. To address that problem, Justice of the Peace Nicholas Chu has been holding video conference calls for some of his cases.
Since March, we've been doing virtual court hearings, doing bench trials where a judge just decides the facts of the case.
Tuesday, high-tech justice takes the next step with a full jury trial.
From the Texas Office of Court Administration, they're telling me that this is probably the first jury trial by Zoom in the world. So we'll see if this is something that we can use as a tool as this pandemic continues.
The case is a Class C misdemeanor traffic offense where the penalty is only a fine. Jury selection starts Tuesday morning with a pool of 30 people called. For this case, instead of 12, only 6 people and 1 alternate will be selected. Those who need a tech upgrade will get loaner equipment.
This is just a first step. I don't think we'll work out all the kinks.
What's your biggest concern? The jurors seeing the evidence, hearing the evidence, or having someone where they're at influencing their decision?
We've picked up some habits that may be acceptable in a work scenario, but may not be acceptable in a jury scenario. For example, people checking their phones in the middle of meetings or checking their emails or things like that. So that's probably my biggest concern, is making sure that we have the full attention of the jury.
What are y'all doing to make sure that no one can hack into this thing?
We followed all the recommendations by the Office of Court Administration. That includes certain kinds of settings with this, and also protecting the link with passwords and making sure only those who have that link have it.
A YouTube channel will provide public access into the courtroom.
I would put myself definitely more in the cautiously optimistic.
Mary Rose is a UT professor specializing in jury decision-making and jury trials. She likes how the county is trying to move cases forward, but she's not convinced this is the way forward after COVID-19.
After we see how this one goes, we'll know so much more. We'll know whether it actually does or does not save time, for example. If it's not, it obviously saves people getting to the courthouse, but I don't know that the actual proceedings and deliberations will be time savers, particularly if you're having technical difficulties.
Both Rose and the judge agree it's too soon to hold video conference calls for major felony trials.